Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. So, we from Group 3 Session 2 will present our reflective journal video. Our group consists of 6 members which are Farah Naquiyah binti Muhamad Shahran, Halimatun Saadiah binti Ahmad Rushdi, Muhamad Saddam Hadif bin Sazale, Rabi'atul Adawiyah binti Muhamad Jasri, Aqilah binti Ahmad Razali, and Muhamad Aiman Fariq bin Muhamad Yatim. So now, I will give a bit of an overview of our assignment. Generally, in this assignment, we need to create a Memorandum of Understanding. This agreement was made between our group company, Monsanto Sidian Berhad, and University Sultan Zainal Abidin. The text of the agreement is intended to establish a cooperative partnership from an agricultural perspective. This document contains clauses that were discussed by all group members and was written expressly for the agreement between the corporation and the institution. A Memorandum of Understanding usually was made for 3 years. However, this Memorandum of Understanding only lasts for 2 years as it is what has been agreed by these two parties with an option to extend for 1 more year if both parties agree to it. Then, in a usual MOU, both parties will bear the cost, yet in this MOU, the company agrees to bear all the costs. Furthermore, it was mentioned in this MOU that the parties agreed to enter into a new contract if there is any specific research that occurred in the future. Here is the timeline for progress of our assignment. On 12 May, we were given a brief explanation of this assignment from our lecturer, Sir Asril, in class. Then, on 15 May, we gathered for the first time at the library to have a discussion regarding this assignment and to distribute the works between our group members. Next, on 31st May, 50% of our work is done and only some clauses which are kind of tricky for us are not done yet. Furthermore, on 10th June, our Memorandum of Agreement is completely done and all that is left is to do the reflective journal. We then proceed to distribute the works on the reflective journal on the same day. Lastly, on 16 June, all of our work is done including the reflective journal and only needs to be submitted to our lecturer. Here are some photos that show we have discussion to discuss regarding this assignment, and we also have a few discussion through Google Meets because it is easier that way. For the work distribution, first and foremost, Farah was assigned to do the Article 1 until Article 4, which is the objective, areas of cooperation, financial agreements, and the effect of Memorandum of Understanding. Then, she is required to find any examples of Memorandum of Understanding to help us understand our work more efficiently. Next, for Adawiyah, she was assigned to do the Article 5 until Article 8, which is the entry into effect, duration and termination, nature of cooperation, no agency and protection of intellectual property rights. She was also required to create all the signatures in this Memorandum of Understanding. For Halimatun, she was required to do Article 9 until Article 12, which is the confidentiality, exclusivity, result of collaboration, and personal data protection. Then, she is required to create a logo for the company. Moving on, for Aqilah, she was assigned to do Article 13 until Article 16, which is the prohibition of corrupt practices, limitation of liability, good faith, and cost. She then was required to make the introductory part and the front page of this Memorandum of Understanding. On the other hand, Fariq was assigned to do Article 17 until Article 20, which is the agreement, revision, variation, and amendment, suspension, and termination. He was then required to create the background for both of UNIZA and the company. Lastly, Saddam had to do Article 21 until Article 24, which is the notices, governing law and settlement of disputes, waiver, and entire agreement. He was also assigned to format this Memorandum of Understanding correctly, and he was the presenter for this reflective journal. Everyone also need to do the slides for the reflective journal. Moving on, I will discuss the challenges that we faced throughout completing this Memorandum of Understanding. The first challenge is to understand the question properly. This is our first time drafting a memorandum of understanding, which makes it hard for us to understand the question properly. Secondly, it is hard to manage our time properly as it gets hectic as the semester almost comes to an end. We have many tasks and assignments that need to be submitted during the same week. Our third challenge is to identify resources which are valid and authentic. This happens because of the redundant information that can be found on the internet. So, it is quite hard to find information that is valid for us to do this assignment correctly. Lastly, it is hard to make sure the MOU's wording and content are exact and clear. It should be unambiguously state the objective, purpose, rights, and duties of each party. Future misunderstandings and disputes can result from ambiguous or imprecise language. Next, I will discuss the solution of our challenges. The solution for our first challenge is we will consult our lecturer for further details of this assignment. Hence, if any question disturbing our mind, we will straight away ask Sir Asril for the clarification. Credit also has to be given to Sir Asril as he provided solutions for us straight away after we asked the question. Next, we will prioritize the important tasks first. In other words, we will ensure that we do tasks or assignments that need to be submitted first. Thirdly, for the resources, we will only take information from articles that were written by people who are known in the legal field. We also take information from lecturers at any law school. The last solution is to ensure that the MOU must be written in language that is clear and simple. We tend to avoid using ambiguous or general terminology that could be cause confusion. The secret to ensuring that there are no grammatical errors in the MOU is the use of precise language and concepts. By adhering to the guideline, keep in mind what the parties desired. Next, I will discuss about the lessons that we get by doing this assignment. By doing this assignment, we learn more things as we progress further into this project. First and foremost, we realize that teamwork between each member plays a vital role in completing this task. We have to help each other, divide the work equally, and every group members must have a good sense of manners. Without perfect teamwork, it is impossible to finish this assignment efficiently. Next, it is important to understand the question properly. That is why we will ask our lecturer questions that arise throughout completing this memorandum of understanding. Lastly, we understand that it is essential to have the skill of finding information or notes which are authentic and valid. This skill comes in handy so much as it helps us to ensure that we get correct information and can be used to support our work. Moving on, I will discuss the importance of legal drafting. The maxim, verba volant scripta manent, which means spoken words fly away, written words remain, is treasured in the legal community. The most crucial tool for communicating in the legal system is legal drafting. The ability to communicate and think are both necessary for good drafting. Therefore, it is important to recognize the purpose of a legal document has to serve. A legal document must be created so that it expressly identifies the legal issue, the client's declaration, and any remedies requested. Legal drafting is crucial because it guarantees that the legal document is appropriately organized. A document that is concisely written reveals its intent and the relevance clearly. Drafting abilities include the capacity to create clear papers as well as the ability to explain the legal document's purpose to a lay person. Now, I will tell how this assignment improved our understanding of the law of Contract 1. Creating a MOU relates closely to what we have studied in class on the law of Contract 1. As what we see, it relates to what we learn under consideration. For example, in order to make an agreement between two parties, Each of the parties need consent to create the terms and conditions. And lastly, for the sources, our first sources is the internet. We usually use article or journal that was written by person who are well known in the legal field and any lecturer from any law school university. Then we use textbook, which is Contract Law in Malaysia, written by Chong Mei Fong. And our last sources is our lecturer, which is Sir Asril. We will ask him any question that arise throughout our journey to complete this assignment. That is all from us. Thank you for watching.